All right, so Pittsburgh police officers posted private Facebook group show hostility hate. In a private Facebook group called the Pittsburgh Area Police Break Room, many current and retired police officers spent the year criticizing the chiefs who took a knee or officers who marched with Black Lives Matter protesters, whom they call terrorists or thugs. They made transphobic posts and bullied members who supported the anti-police brutality protesters or Joe Biden in a forum billed as a place police officers can decompress, rant, and share ideas. Many of the deluge of daily posts were jokes about the hardships of being police officers, memorials of deceased colleagues, or conversations about training or in equipment. But over the group's almost 4-year existence, a few dozen members became more vocal with posts that shifted towards pro-Donald Trump memes and harsh criticism of anyone perceived to support so-called Democrats, Black Lives Matter, or coronavirus safety measures. Wow. So you have officers criticizing coronavirus safety measures. That's just, just wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
You have officers also sharing transphobic stuff. What is transphobia? It's very, very interesting because I did a video about a sheriff in Spartanburg County called Chuck Wright, who said that he would whoop a trans person if they tried to enter the female's restroom. So it was very, very interesting. You know, it was a very, very strange thing, right?
Seems to me a strange thing.
When I had people out there asking, "Oh, do you think there's a certain epidemic of police officers just discriminated against trans people? Do you think that that's an actual thing?" You know, and I thought that it was very, very interesting. You know, that people out there would go out of their way to defend police officers, knowing good and well that there were transphobic police officers, and it is absolutely a thing. But now you're seeing it happening in other states and also in Facebook groups. You know, and this actual Facebook group existed for years. So it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a very, very strange thing.
It seems to me a strange thing.
I agree with you, Jesus Christ Superstar. I agree with you, right? I agree with you. It's going to be a very, very strange thing to see how this turns out. In June, Tim Husnack, a corporal at the Borough of Lincoln Police Department, posted a screenshot of the Allegheny County 911 dispatcher's Facebook page indicating that the phrase the phrase Blue Lives Matter used by law enforcement supporters is not equivalent to the slogan Black Lives Matter because policing is a choice, not a fact of birth. He wrote many negative posts on the police, and we should trust her with our lives. Some angry members rallied quickly and organized phone calls to a supervisor demanding she be fired. So once again, cancel culture. You have police officers. Oh, wow. It is this. Oh, my God. It's very, very interesting. It must have been Antifa.
It was Antifa, correct?
It must have been Antifa. It must have been Antifa who was calling people's work and getting them fired. It must have been Antifa. I tell you what, man.
I'll tell you what.
It must have been Antifa. It must have been those sneaky Antifa who was getting people fired. It's a very, very strange thing, wouldn't you say?
It seems to me a strange thing.
Very strange thing. Police officers complaining about cancel culture. Donald Trump supporters complaining about cancel culture, and yet they were trying to cancel people. Some angry men. I want to highlight this again. It's from Fox 8, from Fox News saying this now, right? Fox News saying this. Some angry members of this group rallied quickly and organized phone calls to her supervisor demanding she be fired. Multiple officers should call and report it. Remember, no justice, no peace, laugh out loud. West Mifflin Borough Police Department officer Tommy Spew responded under his Facebook name, Tommy Bear. Interesting. Spew was one of the 2 West Mifflin officers seen in a video last year restraining a 15-year-old black girl after responding to a call about a fight on a school bus. Activists for the firing of the officers, but borough officials said the recording started after a student hit an officer and that they did nothing wrong. A few members of the group also were bullied or left the page, including an officer who said the Fraternal Order of Police's Trump endorsement did not represent her, and a black officer who was accused of creating a fake Facebook account to complain about a lack of diversity in local departments. Wow. So black officers and other officers who simply aren't Trump supporters, who weren't MAGA-tars, who weren't the American ISIS, who weren't the people who wanted to raid the Capitol. They were simply chased off of the page. You know, people tell me so much about cancel culture, how people are canceled. People are just canceled all the time, just canceled. It's very interesting. It's a very, very strange thing.
It seems to me a strange thing.
When the shoe's on the other foot, you have the opportunity to cancel other people. What does the American ISIS, the American right, what does the Blue Lives Matter terrorists, the Popo, what is it that they did? The Associated Press was able to view posts and comments from the group, which has 2,200 members, including about a dozen current and former police chiefs from mainly Allegheny County and some surrounding areas stretching into Ohio, and at least one judge and one councilman. So, whoa.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
One judge and one councilman. So suppose a police officer were to come in front of that judge with a claim against a citizen. How do you think that judge is gonna rule? But hey, devil's advocate, hey, Black Lives Matter, hey, black people, hey, victims of police brutality and retaliation, just vote for change. There's also a councilman that's right there. Just vote for change. Just take it to court, but it's also a judge in this group too when they're saying all this stuff. Things will just be different. Just vote for change, devil's advocate. Just vote for change. After the AP began asking questions about posts last week, the group appeared to have deleted or suspended from view. Contacted by the AP, Lincoln Borough Police Chief Richard Bosco said departmental policy prohibited Hushnak from talking to the media. He said the officer is known for his service to the community and wasn't aware that officers had posted insults under his posts or that things had gotten out of hand.
That's bullshit. Stop lying.
I don't believe you.
That's bullshit. Stop lying.
I just don't believe that. Do you think that if a judge and a councilman in a Facebook group that has roughly 2,200 members, many of them including about a dozen current and former police chiefs, that this man who is the current police chief in Lincoln Borough, that he wasn't aware of this stuff? Do you believe that for a second? Because if you believe that, I got some unicorn horns and some goblin's teeth that I want to sell you. But I can already tell that this police chief, Richard Bosco, is a goddamn clown.
Enough from the clown.
He understood the concerns and he lead the post, Bosco said. There is and there needs to be a higher professional standard for police, especially when it comes to social media. He understands the concerns and he lead the post. Imagine for a second, if you will, how it would be seen by officers if a citizen made a anti-police Facebook page and put out personal info and try to get those officers fired. What would be the response? Will those officers just say, hey, they understand the concerns and they delete the post? There is and there needs to be a higher professional standard for citizens, especially when it comes to social media. Do you think that this clown ass police chief would have said that? Again, notice how he's trying to soften the landing here. He understands the concerns, right? And he delete the post. Delete his fucking job. Delete his fucking job. Trejo defended his comment, telling the Associated Press that he was merely advising other officers in the group that just like community members can complain about officers, they could file a grievance with the dispatcher's supervisor if they feared for their safety. Really, you feared for your safety. Read this post right here. No justice, no peace. Laugh out loud. When you say laugh out loud, you
enough from the clown.
When you say laugh out loud, you goddamn clown, right? They're simply saying that Black Lives Matter is not the same as Blue Lives Matter because you can't choose, right, your skin color. This is how these officers responded. Many negative posts on police and we should trust her with our lives. Negative posts on police and we should trust her with our lives. Negative posts. She has a free speech right, you piece of shit clown.
Enough from the clown.
Again, this is why I say I don't want to hear police officers talk about free speech, cancel culture, or any of that other shit, because this shows me that the political right, the Blue Lives Matter crowd, the MAGA crowd, the fucking American ISIS, as I would call them, or just the general American right, are a bunch of fucking authoritarian goddamn clowns.
Enough from the clown.
Don't talk to me about Gina Carano or anybody else getting canceled, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear shit else about cancel culture or how you getting canceled, because when it comes to the right, I hope your bitch asses get goddamn canceled. Because I'm seeing more and more that I'm behaving much like Papa Midnight from the Constantine movie and also the comics. You remember when John Constantine told Papa Midnight, you're the only one still playing by the rules between the war between heaven and hell. You're the only one still playing by the rules. Fuck the rules. Because I'm seeing now that you have no problem having people canceled. So I'm tired of being the only one playing by the goddamn rules. This is some bullshit. I don't want to hear the fucking American ISIS, aka the American right, aka MAGA, aka Blue Lives Matter, aka the average goddamn cop. I don't want to hear you say shit else, a fucking another word about cancel culture. I just showed you where someone tried to cancel a 911 dispatcher because they were simply publicly criticizing police officers. There was no threats there. The person was never fucking arrested. I've already seen this goddamn cases for. Okay? No threats, nothing fucking illegal. So don't talk to me about fucking cancel culture. Shut the fuck up. If you leave a comment about cancel culture, I'm gonna yeet your ass. Don't want to hear shit about it.